Oh, hello, didn't see you there over this absolutely astounding and very awesome monitor. Now, I've literally been sitting here for hours just admiring this thing. And yes, I will say it's the first OLED monitor that I've really had on my gaming setup rather than seeing them in shops or on a convention floor. But I must say, I am just absolutely shocked at how good this monitor is. Well, I best get back to some gaming. Well, oh, you wanted me to talk more about it as in a review? Fine, okay, I'll do it, but just leave me to game for a minute, please. So, the Philips Evnia 34M2C8600, or Evnia from now on for short, is a 34-inch ultra-wide gaming monitor that sports a mind-blowing OLED panel that's capable of producing some wonderfully vivid colours compared to the typical IPS or VA panels you find out on the market at the moment. Now, OLED, of course, is becoming a little bit more commonplace in the gaming world, but of course, you've got to be well aware of screen burn after prolonged use. The ultra-wide comes from its extended 21:9 aspect ratio, and it's also got an 1800R curve, which helps with your immersion and peripheral vision. The screen is capable of a 3440 by 1440p resolution and has a max refresh rate of 75 Hz if you're using the DisplayPort. Over HDMI, you're looking at 100 Hz maximum, which is decent as well for your console gamers out there. But unfortunately, there's no USB 2.1 here for those 120 Hz refresh rates. Other ports you can find on the bottom is a USB Type-C, which is capable of power delivery and also image delivery, 2 HDMI ports actually, and a headphone input and a USB hub and a kettle plug for power. It has got some really nice small bezels around the outside, which are in fact a light grey colour, almost white, so if you've got a white themed PC setup, then this monitor would fit quite nicely within that. It's got some minimal branding on the bottom bezel, which looks nice and smart, and around back it does also feature what Philips is calling Ambi Glow, which is a set of LED lights that react to what's happening on the screen. They run all around the edges and are really super effective in increasing that immersion into the game that you're actually playing, and it does look really, really good. Plus, a bonus is if you're sitting in a darkened room, it does help a lot with eye strain, especially for someone like me who has eyesight issues, hence, you know, the glasses and all that. One thing I will say though is that the Evnia Ultrawide is large and it is heavy. It has got a chunky back to it, which is more or less in line with other ultrawide panels, though it does have a nice square, almost tiled pattern across the rear, which is pretty cool to see. It's heavy as well, though the provided stand is more than capable of holding it, nice and steady, and it can also be mounted to a wall bracket too, and a plate does come provided in the box to do that. It has got some tilt and swivel, but no rotation functions here, though I don't think anyone would use this monitor vertically anyway. Well, maybe they would, but I don't think it's really any loss there not having it. Now let's talk proper testing, because I must say, uncalibrated and fresh out the box, playing some Hellblade 2 was absolutely breathtaking, especially when I started looking at detail in the rocks and the beaches in a bit more, like focusing a bit more on that. Color here just absolutely shone through as well, and I was really taken aback compared to playing it on my 16:9 monitors here, that A, not only realizing now just how good ultra-wide mod gaming actually is, but B, experiencing ultra-wide gaming on a mid-range monitor like I have in the past, and then experiencing ultra-wide gaming on an OLED panel like this. This is just a crazy, crazy contrast. Even playing some Overwatch 2, which, okay, isn't anywhere near as photorealistic as Hellblade 2 is, was still super sharp and contrasty, and the colors just really popped. And it did look really smooth as well, thanks to the FreeSync Premium and 175 Hz refresh rate. Playing some Destiny 2 and all of the colors there, and also even the dark areas that the game offers was really, really nice. Electricity and fire and all the colorful spells going off around you was a sight to see, and having that backlight react to what was going on screen was just easily one of the best things that I've seen on a monitor in a while. And if I'm not going to buy one of these, then I'm definitely going to have to invest in some of those reactive RGB strips that you can get for the back of your monitors. I mean, Philips, you've definitely sold the Ambi Glow feature to me. And one more thing I did just want to point out about an ultra-wide monitor is productivity apps, just like Premiere Pro, for example. I mean, look at the amount of room you have on that timeline. It is absolutely astounding. And then your preview window up there looks really, really cool as well. that you just have so much space for everything laid out on the screen. So productivity on ultra-wide monitors, really, really good. Okay, hands up, I did just get a bit distracted then talking about games, so let's get back to the stats. Running my Datacolor Spider Elite, I did find that the monitor was able to hit 100% sRGB, although surprisingly, and I'm not sure if it's just me here with this monitor, but I only got a score of 75% Adobe RGB, 78% P3, and 70% NTSC color gamuts, which for an OLED panel I thought was pretty low. So just a quick one, and I know I'm recording on my phone so it's not going to be the best audio quality, but I wanted to point something out. Just look at this. So to show you, I did run the test again, but this time I did a calibration on the monitor before running the test. And the gamuts are as follows. sRGB again at 100%, but Adobe RGB is up at 80. The DCI P3 is up at 85, sorry, and then the NTSC is up at 76, as you can see on the table on the left-hand side there. Okay, second caveat again. One thing I did want to point out is the fact that for the second time round of measuring the gamut, HDR was switched on. Again, not making a huge amount of difference to the actual color gamut itself, but just to let you know, HDR was switched on. So not really a huge difference at all, but there is a difference there, albeit small. So if you have got the ability to run some kind of calibration on your monitor before using it properly, then yes, do that, because you do get that boost in your color gamuts. But yeah, it's not really overall worth it, the money that a calibration can actually cost on a monitor for the uptick of results you are actually getting. What wasn't expected though was the killer contrast ratio the monitor was able to produce. At 100% brightness, the monitor hit 246.4 nits of peak brightness and a contrast ratio of 16,430 to 1, which is really nice. Although Philips do claim 1,000,000 to 1 here, but you're never, ever, ever going to be seeing that. Now, why in this day and age companies are still claiming high contrast like that, I don't really know. Some algorithm somewhere, and probably blame advertising or marketing. Color accuracy came in with an average delta E of 0.8, while its max delta E was 4.09, thanks to those teal-like colors, as you can see on the chart here, and a minimum of 0.21. This was really evident in the teal colors, bringing down the overall score, but again, color accuracy is just super stellar here, thanks to that OLED panel. And it's exactly the same with the color uniformity as well. Now at 100% brightness, the middle left quadrant did let it down a bit, but when I say a bit, I mean tiny amounts. It's really good here, and I will say that around 67% brightness, color uniformity was great across the board. Now, it was the same with the luminance uniformity, 10 out of 10 here too for that at 100% brightness. But really, forget about all of the numbers and the science stuff and the data color readings, because in reality, this monitor is amazing and has such an amazing picture, and the lighting effects are really wicked, and it's all just wow. It really is. But, and unfortunately this is a but, it comes with a price, and quite a hefty price if you ask me. And although yes, it has come down somewhat from when it was first released, it is still pretty spenny. Splash the cash and get one on your desk. You won't regret it at all. And also your families will probably never see you again, because you'll be too engrossed in the picture that this Philips Evnia monitor can produce. Just amazing. You've smashed it right out of the park, Philips. Thank you very much for checking out my video review of the Philips Evnia. Enter really long model name here, because I'm not saying it again because I can't remember it. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos, and let us know in the comments down below what you think about this monitor. Is it something that you would want on your desk, or are you more like me and you have like a left and right or two monitors set up on your desk, 16:9 monitors? What is your preference? Let us know in the comments down below. As I say, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.